Oh, it was Power here with the review the Gekijoba on Kamen Zero in real time, DX Eden Zetsumerise key and Eden driver unit. So, even though this was, oh, this is obviously the driver set for Kamen Eden, the movie writer for Zero One real time. Even though he showed up at the end of the show, but that's just because they had him, they might as well tease it. I don't know why people are acting like, oh no, Zero One ends on a cliffhanger because of him. It's like, no. There's a difference between a teaser and not ending a series. So again, here we have Eden right here, the Eden driver, and the Eden Zetsumerise key. Then we have Eden here. They're too lazy to use different pictures. There's the top and bottom, and then when we flip it to the back side, we get Kamen Lucifer, the last minute additional form of Eden, because for some reason they needed to find an antagonist of some kind. Then here's Eden, or Lucifer right here. Again, they can't even use a different picture of him. I do like it's similar to the Arc Driver, so that's at least consistent. And I just realized I like the blood speckles off of Eden, and then, you know, they just change it to white in the back. Gosh, this picture looks so fake. Looks like a CGI rendering. You know, things that they need to stop doing, because it's just like, you know, why is it Premium Bandai that always has to use the actual pictures but not actual retail stuff? So here are the contents of the set. Obviously the Eden driver unit and the Eden Zetsumerise key itself. Okay, so taking a look at the driver unit itself, I want to apologize first of all on its condition, because obviously it was like this in a trash bag. Or it was getting scraped up a bunch of other things because of carelessness. But you know, so disregarding that, I really do like this. I really love the deep metallic violet. So I guess it's a more like I want to say it's more like a blue violetish kind of color. Like, it just looks really beautiful. And I really like the vein design that Eden has going on for him. And then, you know, the center silver piece, obviously mostly comprised of clear plastic. And then we got the lever for authorization, and it's very springy. I really like that. And because this is the only other one, obviously here we have the Zetsumerise driver unit and the Eden driver unit. I definitely like this one a lot more. I think it's the right size. Like, even though I do like this one, I just kind of don't like its width. And you can see all the extra space it has, and it's like, again, it's just a flat piece of plastic that this thing just, you know, loosens over time and such. This one, on the other hand, is a switch, and like has ways around itself to not fall off the 01 driver, which I'll obviously show you later. Because obviously we have the main course, the Eden Zetsumerise key. Obviously, it's, for the first time, we're using the body of Amazing Caucasus, which is pretty cool because, you know, it was weird that, like, yeah, why don't we have any other progress keys like this? Like, how the heck did we get a 02 retooling before a Caucasus? So it was actually nice that we got that. To the point that they kept the gap here. So, again, just like Arc Scorpion, the name's not present. Like, I don't get it. But we can see Eden's cover right here. I really do like the body for this Zetsumerise key. It's, again, the same like deep blue. The button is painted, which I like it so much. Here we have the QR code for Gambarizing 034. And then opening it. Here's the cover. Obviously it has Eden. And then this one's the most interesting rider model because this one's like a pure human. However, being like, you know, not controlled, but just, you know, tangled up, or, you know, that's where it, whatever. I can't express my thoughts. So, we have the activation. So we have those two traditional sounds. However, we're going to get phrases now from, what was his actual name? S himself.
神が6日で世界を創造したのなら、私は60分でそれを破壊し、楽園を創造する。さあ、世界をかけた戦いを始めよう。
I like it does the same thing like Arc Scorpion where it glows again to let you know it's done.
私は S、楽園ガーディアの創造主にして人類を導く存在だ。カウントダウンがゼロになった。その時に、さあ始めよう。楽園ガーディア創造の儀式を本日正午、世界滅亡の儀を開始する。祈り続けろ、世界の滅亡を。お前たちの祈りが世界を滅ぼす力となった。今見せてやる。変身。無駄だ。私に死という概念はない。
That's all I'm gonna go through, even though I'm like halfway through, because obviously like it's not a memorial item where it's like full on with phrases. It's at least like 13 to 17. I didn't really count. And obviously, I guess spoilers from the movie if you hold this down. You get the announcement for the Eden driver, which is pretty cool. However, when you activate it, you get the sounds for PowerRider Lucifer.
Think that's ability.
You don't get phrases, however.
Lucifer.
So, switching back. I'm losing my white balancing. But yeah, that's essentially it for the key alone. Let's use it with everything we got. So obviously, just like the Zetsumerise driver unit, you want to push the inside of the 01 driver. Do not follow the instructions and just shove a progress key in, because they really do not. I guess they don't want people to know about this mechanism, even though it's a lot more helpful. Take the driver unit, clip it onto the front, try to line it up and clip it up to the front and slide it in, and sorry about that, and sliding it in. Now you got the Eden driver, which in this mode, I think it looks alright. Like obviously the leverage that the Zetsumerise driver had was that it covered this. However, it kind of sacrificed how it looked at the end. The Eden driver, on the other hand, kind of caters more towards when it's opened rather than it's closed. But I think it looks pretty neat overall. Like, you know, you can actually hold it, and obviously, you know, from here, like, they purposely cut out a portion of the plate to clip onto this area to be held securely, so then you can't just flick it off. And speaking of it opened, I don't know why I feel like I always need to do this. So obviously, for like Like, honestly, like, you can knock this thing off, but, like, it's not to the extent of, like, the Zetsumerise driver, where you can just simply, like, hit this, like, hit the flap there, and, like, it will just fly off. Like, here, it's actually, like, you know, wrapping itself around the driver, so then it can't do that. Like, obviously, this side's gonna be floppy, but, like, the edges here, they're not gonna come off, so it's a lot more secure here than what they can do, than what they did with the Zetsumerise driver. So, obviously, first of all, get that belt activation. It's still infuriating that the 02 driver is the only one we're never going to get. So, obviously, to authorize it, simply switch down or push down the lever. Obviously, the same standby. I really like how the vanes are at the center of this. And then activate. So there we get the transformation for Eden, which I really like it. It's very, like, not angelic, but, like, it's very different from, like, everything else we've gotten. And, like, again, just the look of the Eden driver, I really like how, like, the colors contrast each other, because, like, you know, obviously this is, like, a very highlighter yellow, and then this is, like, a very deep blue. And, like, I do like that the driver does its best at covering the, like, you know, the zero and what's supposed to be the center piece of the 01 driver. And I really like how the red from under here works. And then obviously, like, the vanes just really work. Like, they really help, like, emit the lights a bit more. And just like memorial stuff, you actually do get one phrase. Like, I just really like this dome, because it just really, like, you know, makes it stand out and such. Obviously, sometimes it's just... Okay, that explains it. Obviously, it's switching it to Lucifer, so obviously, push down the lever. So there we get the transmission for Lucifer. Obviously, it's mostly just text-to-speech, and the only new thing is over the Eden. And then we get the Paradise Impact. Obviously, you can still do the authorizations. Just, obviously, you're not supposed to do it like this. Technically, you're supposed to do it like this. Because, obviously, when you have to, like, kind of, like, slant it like that. But properly, you're supposed to use that, because then it's a waste if you just only use that for transformation. And then obviously to simply take the driver unit off, slide it in, pull it off, clip this back in. Now you're back to the 0-1 driver. Now obviously this does technically have like a 0-1 driver mode. And it actually does say authorize, and then you actually get something that you can't do initially.
The creator who charges forward believing in paradise.
Again, just like Arc Scorpion, the arc sound is not removed when you authorize it, which is so unfortunate. And I literally forgot to mention that it plays the arc sound, which I do like, because it's at least cool to at least have, like, I guess, like, to emphasize if, like, if the driver plate is, like, or the driver unit is, like, simple, then it will just simply play arc. And if when it's complicated, it will just say something else, like it. I can't really say that. So, obviously, again, this is to show you as to why I did not do any of the Bit Byte Kilo Mega Giga Terra stuff with Arc Scorpion nor Realizing Hoppers, because stuff like that, it doesn't align well, because, you know, the finisher here is just full-on memorialized. So it's just like, what's the point? But here I don't mind at all, because it's like, I like it. So now let's dread putting this into all of our other devices. Woo! I literally forgot I had to show this off.
Zetsumerise evolution. Perfect rise. Imagine ideal illusion. Eden, the Kamen Rider. The creator who charges forward believing in paradise.
It's possible.
Great rise. Eden's ability.
I just want to say, I really like how well the Arsenal aligns so well with Eden. Like, this would have been actually cool to have, but obviously we do actually have a proper rider that uses this. And for the sake of this, I think the sake of myself, I'm just gonna alternate between modes. I just grabbed whatever first.
Lay drive. Paradise. Paradise. Glide.
Ah, gosh.
Eden, the Kamen Rider. The creator who charges forward believing in paradise.
Obviously, like, I think it's because of the cover, it doesn't really emit as well, but oh well. I don't know, throughout this entire day, I keep keeping my finger, or like my thumb up here. fact that they don't bother editing that is funny, so we're gonna go through it once. Gosh, why can't I put this in?
Cyclone Rise!
I forgot how horrible this one was. Like, the way they cut this one was so horrible. Like, why? I just really like how the blue looks on this. And I just like that it's just a dot in between Eden's eyes.
Zetsumerise. The PowerRider. The creator who charged us forward believing in paradise.
I don't understand why the button press, like, this is the most laziest button press they've done. They didn't even bother just getting the Eden. They literally were just like, sir, I accidentally lost the file of the separate Eden. Can we just, I'm just gonna keep the full file. Like, why?
Lucifer. Rise. Paradise. Lucifer. Paradise.
Obviously,
Ready to utilize. Think that's ability.
it's like, why the heck are you using the arrow? Want me, what? Like, you can't use the jacker. I forgot about that. Okay. So I was happily able to just swiftly go through that and cutting corners. But yeah, overall what I think about this is that I really like it. Like, Eden's probably like one of my favorite like movie writers of recently. Like, just, you know, like, I don't know, like, I don't really think about it a lot because it's just kind of like, I guess because he's the first movie writer in a while that actually had a standalone item, because obviously Barlocks, Zonjits, and Zamanos came together. Uh, Blood was a mess. He's the most convoluted movie writer you have to obtain because you have to get 4 items and half of them being Premium Bandai. Um, and then before then, they were majority retail. So, um, I guess like out of the like era of movie writers being premium, this is probably my favorite. I think it does everything it needs to do. I do like the it has what we typically expect. It has phrases from the character. It has sounds that you would expect from the movie, so especially like the Eden impact and such. And just the fact that, this has 2 modes. So it's like you can do a lot with it. And again, the Eden driver unit is pretty cool. Like I honestly don't mind actually like playing around with my 01 driver with this plate on, because it's just I do like the fact that each of these driver units are giving you a different experience. So then it actually does feel like a different driver and such. Other than that, I do recommend this set. There's a catch though. This is stupidly expensive. So I feel bad for anyone that didn't get to pre-order this. Um, because essentially, this is overpriced in the secondary market. It's horrible, and I want to say more about that in the next review. So this is PowerRider. I'll leave you people. Bye.